Hey there! Thanks for tuning in to TA All Day. It is your host, Tanisha, and I am here to welcome you to a platform in which we will discuss everyday topics, different situations and occurrences that have happened to me throughout my life, in which I want to impart my wisdom based off of my experiences to the world. So, a little background about me: I am a cybersecurity professional. I have been in cyber since 2014, worked in different domains from vulnerability management through threat intelligence, threat researching, threat writing, and now infrastructure configuration management. Yes, a mouthful. Needless to say, I am very well abreast in the different domains in which we need to protect ourselves from the different threat actors that are out there in the world. So, this leads me into today's episode. I recently was a victim of a cyber attack, and it was a social engineering attack in which, honestly, it took me a while to be able to speak about this because, as a cybersecurity professional, I should have never fell victim. However, I felt it was my duty to come out and expose the attack that could happen to us and make any one of us susceptible to it. The threat that occurred was very obvious a scam. However, I, at the time, didn't know what I knew, and I'm paying the price for that. I was basically social engineered. The attack happened on December 9th, last Tuesday. It completely rocked my world. The way that it occurred was a friend of mine, who I won't expose, account was hacked, had posted something about a scam. At the time, it seemed like a great opportunity to make money in the crypto space, which they are known to do, right? This person I follow, that I'm very good friends with, been friends with for a few years. We've actually had a personal rapport in terms of business and have spoken on the phone a couple of different occasions, and you're engaged, right? So I seen this post and instantly messaged him and said, "Hey, this seems like a great opportunity at the perfect time." Now, let me preface this by stating, you make yourself more susceptible to things that happen to you to make you a victim based off of the situations that you're in. When I say that this was the perfect time, clearly there were circumstances that were occurring in my life that would have made me want to jump right into this. And if you know anything about me, I'm a go all in type of person. As soon as I'm like on it, don't wait, don't hesitate. The perfect person to utilize urgency on, which is what these attackers do. They do come at you with a sense of urgency, a telltale sign. So let me just walk you through the steps. Posted this story about how he was able to make $12,000 within 3 hours, only investing $1,000 on Bitcoin, another telltale sign. So I messaged him and I said, "Oh, how can I get involved? This is right up my alley and perfect timing." And he sent me a link and he said, "Tap in with my girl." They did a talk and walkthrough with us on how to do the process. It's pretty simple. Just follow it step by step. And I was like, "And you're certain this is legit?" He sent me his bank statement, a screenshot showing me that it was legit and how his account balance rolled up to the amount that he was supposed to receive. And he was able to pull the money off the platform and all of it seemed legit. So I click on the link. It opens up into a WhatsApp. I thought that was odd, but it was this person named Harris. Harris is telling me certain things, and I thought it was odd because the name is Harris, but the photo is of a female. Like my name, I go by my last name. So even though that appeared odd, I proceeded because there's times where when I go into Starbucks, I go by my last name just because I don't feel like spelling Tanisha all the time for people, and I don't like to see it misspelled. And my last name is pretty much universally known, so it's never an issue for me. So I thought, okay. So they start telling me these things of what I need to do. And then the question after they got done explaining it was, "Can we proceed?" And I just was like, "Okay, sure. I'm going to invest this amount of money." And did the same amount that my friend had posted about. And I felt like, it's a nice amount of money, but I can risk this amount in case the trading doesn't go the way I want it to. Guys. So they tell me to send screenshots along the way, which is why I was able to gather all of the forensic evidence that I have. But I also think that they're going to utilize this to further their attack, right, on other people, to offer the validity of it, of how someone did the process and watched how it climbed for them type of thing, right? So I was following their instructions to a T, and then it comes time for me to pull the money off the platform. When they tell me to go and pull the money on the platform, they tell me I didn't upload my KYC information. I should have known better. You can't even begin to trade or buy or sell without the KYC being done first. So how was I able to do the initial investment and not even upload the KYC? But now we're at the end of the process, but I have to upload it now. Another telltale sign, right? I upload the KYC information, literally provide the front and back of my license plate, of my driver's license. I upload the KYC information and literally provide the front and back of my driver's license. This is all, the more I talk about it, the more like it becomes of how much of my information I offer to these people. So after that, I go to pull the money off. But when I'm filling out the withdrawal form, it doesn't ask for a routing number. So I enter the information and click withdraw, and it says pending. And so I go and tell this person in the chat, how come it doesn't ask for the routing number? This is very odd for a withdrawal system to, for a banking account information, but not the routing number. Is this going to be able to pull into my account? The number it routes to the proper bank. And they were like, oh, it automatically has that information on the back end that populates on the database on the back end, right? Then I get another message, oh, it's an error because you have to submit more money for the withdrawal limit to be increased. I go back to my friend on Instagram and I message him and I'm like, is this a scam? I think it's a scam. Why do they need more money? And he said, yes, I understand. They did the same thing to me, but I promise you, keep going forward. That's why it takes 3 hours, because it's like, where you are and the amount of money you've accumulated will determine if you're able to pull the money off the platform. But don't worry, they give you bonus in order to compensate for that on the back end. So you mean to tell me you're going to give me twice as much as money that I've given you to expand my limit so that this platform can give me the release of the funds? I know what you're thinking. In that moment, I became desperate. I've already given them my money. All I want is my money back. I'm like, listen, I go back to the chat and I'm like, are you certain this is all I have to do to get my funds back? I just want my money back. It's literally right before Christmas. This money is allocated for specific things. And here I am playing around trying to add to it and I'm taken away. So I became desperate in that moment. Like, me or them, they're going to give me my damn money back. That's all I could think about. I want my money back. So I became desperate. Even then, my mindset just automatically shifted to just whatever it takes to get it back. Big mistake. Because then your intellect and your wisdom goes completely out the window. Like, become irrational, become easily programmable to be doing exactly what they want you to keep it going. So it became a mental manipulation at this point where I gave them the additional funds and then they say another fee has come for an international foreign transaction fee. Well, what foreign transaction fee? What is this platform located? Oh, it's located in the UK, and based off of this, your bank has come back stating you need a certain amount of money so that these funds can be transferred electronically. Otherwise, it can take up to 10 days. Knowing a little bit about how banking systems work with the Swiss system, I thought it could have been legitimate. Fees and all that can take days. So I want the money now. Let me pay this fee. Gave them more money. I should say this. Every time you did a transaction with them, it had to be converted into Bitcoin, which was wise on their part because money is traceable, Bitcoin is not. So another red flag. All of my transactions had to be converted into Bitcoin, then uploaded onto the platform for them to be able to release my funds. Kept saying this appears to be a scam. Everything in me was screaming scams, and I couldn't stop. I just wanted my goddamn money back. I had invested all of this money to strangers. Then I started to think, I didn't even vet this through URLscan.io or VirusTotal, which are two platforms that can vet whether or not a domain is fraudulent, whether it's been utilized in previous scams. These are things that I always do. I completely disregarded all of my cybersecurity training that has gotten me throughout the years unscathed by scams. And here I am in the month of December, Christmas. I am sitting here getting manipulated at my most vulnerable time. And I fell for it. It came a certain point where they said, can you send more to release it because we are at a limit where you've taken too much time to transfer the additional funds and now the system is timed out. You need to send more money to extend the platform time. And I'm like, what? I start to get irate and say, you need to give me my money back. I'm about to report you guys to the FBI. This is absolutely a scam. And then they completely go silent. And I go back to my friend on Instagram, and his page just has Instagram user. So his page was taken down. And that is right in the moment where it was confirmed, because a part of me had known, internally I had known, but I had the physical confirmation that he was hacked. So I sit there for a second and try to collect myself. And even talking about it right now, disheartening, right? Because you're thinking, I'm not stupid, but this was very stupid. I'm not dumb, but this was very much so dumb to engage in this activity with this person. I know better, and yet I'm now a victim. I couldn't believe where I had gone wrong in such a quick time frame, and how all of the blood was returning to my body, and now the common sense was coming back to me. Now the knowledge was coming back to me. Now I had formulated wisdom from this experience literally within a minute or two of the scam ending. And then the platform shut down and they disappeared. Now is where I have to hold myself accountable. What do I do? The first thing I did was went to Instagram and reported it as fraud. Then went to the platform I utilized to convert my funds from cash to Bitcoin to report that I was part of a fraudulent scam that has taken money from me. And then I went on to file a report through IC3.gov, highlighting the incident in detail with the different screenshots, the platform, the threat actor engaging me on Instagram, and the whole nine, right? The whole chain of events that occurred from beginning to end. Learned some immediate lessons that I would love to share with you guys. One, never make an investment decision based off of lack or desperation. I was operating from a place of desperation and just desperately wanting to change the landscape that I was currently facing at the moment, and I wanted to do it quickly. Opportunities are not get rich quick. The second lesson I learned, never trust someone more than you trust yourself, simply based off of the relationship or the knowledge you think that they hold. Always take that information with a grain of salt and vet it against your own internal database, right? All the knowledge you've accumulated from the time in which you are alive. Vet all information you're fed, all opportunities that are shared with what you know to be the truth internally. Because what's right for you may not be right for someone else. And there's no one else more capable of making better decisions for you than you. I completely neglected all of my internal decision-making skills, even though they were screaming at me. And I relied upon the expertise, knowledge, and wisdom of someone else outside of me, based off of the strength of a relationship, based off of the fact that I felt they were so much more knowledgeable in this space than I was. But guys, this is the digital footprint age, the age of AI technology, the age of threat attacks being utilized at the highest level on the smallest people. I'm not by any means wealthy or rich, but they're preying on anyone, no matter if it's your life savings or not. And so I just wanted to share this information out there for everyone to be safe, be wise, to be smart about the decisions you want to make when you're trying to create generational wealth, when you're trying to dabble in business ventures outside of your 9-to-5. Have a strong community. I didn't even bump this up against any of the people I normally would have to even get some insight on isolation in terms of decision making also helps make you a victim. So if you come across something that seems too good to be true, or if it seems valid and it's just for you to make money off of, bump that idea against the trusted counselors that you have in your life, right? Those of whom you go to for advice. Run it against them. Threat actors won't be able to succeed if we expose them. I'm not going to go into deep details about the amount I lost, anything like that. But like, subscribe, share, and tune back in for the next episode. Who knows what it might be? But stay safe out there, seriously, guys. It's your girl, Tanisha. Thank you for tuning in to TA All Day. I look forward to chatting with you again.